Building has always been my favorite thing to do in Minecraft. Over the years, I've put a lot of time into improving, and I'd like to think that I've gotten pretty good at it. But no matter how much I build, I keep discovering new ideas and techniques from other players that I really never would have thought of on my own. And, well, since I want building to be a main focus on this channel, I've decided to come up with a fun way to challenge myself. That's how this series was born. In each episode, I'll ask AI to generate a random theme and biome, then attempt to bring that idea to life to the best of my abilities. The goal is to experiment with new styles, materials, and ideas that I wouldn't normally consider, and hopefully become a better builder along the way. For this first episode, the AI gave me the prompt of an observatory in a snowy plains biome, which it named the Frozen Starwatch Observatory. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so my plan is to have the observatory here in this area, and the whole thing with the observatory is that there's going to be something in the ice, something magical, that is affecting the sky, or something like that. It's affecting the space around it, and the observatory is kind of monitoring what it's doing. And then there's going to be like a little laboratory area that's actually testing on the thing in the ice. But yeah, I think that's the main goal. So we'll see how we can accomplish this. I'm thinking some sort of circle, and I want it to be a big circle. So maybe 9. I don't know if that's circular enough. Okay, you know what? We're gonna use some world edit magic. And we're gonna make it... We'll try 12. Yeah, that's about what I had in mind. Hey, little bunny. So, this is gonna be the observatory here. I might actually... I think the dome would start, like, I have some sort of ring here, like this, and then the actual building is below it, and then the dome starts here, with the telescope shooting out this way. So, let's get a little plan for that. Could I have just gone up like one more block and done the exact same thing? Probably, but it's okay. So now we'll grab, I guess, just white stained glass and then try our best to make some sort of a dome here. That's not half bad. I think that's a pretty solid dome. I'm gonna real quick change it to a different block so we can actually see it better. Make any changes that I might need to, and then change it back and we'll move on. Okay, it does look a little stubby. Right, so I ended up making a lot of adjustments to it, making it just look slightly nicer. It actually looks more dome-shaped now. I also extended the bottom up a little. I think I'm going to lower it by 1 because it looks a little funky. But yeah, that is the top of our observatory done. I mean, I have to change it still because obviously this isn't the right block. But yeah, I think that's a good shape. So I replaced it all, and yeah, that's our shape done. I think we'll have the telescope coming right out the front. Probably about here. I'm just going to put a little ring around here so that we can identify where it's supposed to go. So yeah, we'll have the actual scope shape coming out somewhere around there. And then we'll have to make the laboratory itself below it, let's get on with designing the actual shape for the laboratory. Okay, after a little bit of world editing, we have the actual shape in, and I guess all that's really left now is to do a little bit of detailing. I'm not sure if I like these lines here, but I'm gonna keep them for now. Might change later, I'm not sure. I'm thinking we keep this kind of gray color here, because I would want to make it white, but I feel as though it blends into the snow a little too much. So I think gray might be better. And then maybe we have some sort of white look for the buildings, like a faded white, kind of like diorite or birch or something. Like that. So it blends in with the snow a little bit to kind of hide it, but just enough that you can still tell there's buildings there. I think polished diorite is a good start. I'm going to turn all this blue wool into polished diorite, and then I'm going to turn that into tough, and we'll see what it looks like with tough. Might need to actually be lighter than that. That's a little better, I think. It'll be textured, and there's going to be designs and stuff on it, so it won't exactly look like that. I think we'll stick with that for now. So I want to come up with some sort of a block palette for these buildings. We can do normal diorite closer to the bottom, like it's cracking a little bit from being near the cold ice. I think that might be cool. And then we'll say it started as like a white, and then it kind of faded over time due to the elements near the bottom of it. So we'll say the top can be like a lighter white. Like smooth quartz. I like giving the builds a reason for the blocks that I chose. So I think having the diorite at the bottom to make it look like the weather has kind of cracked it a little bit. It's not very polished anymore. And then having the smooth quartz at the top and making it so that the actual polished diorite isn't the original block. It kind of got faded by all the dirt and stuff around it being blown around in the cold winter. So something like that. I'll make it look a little nicer, obviously, but I like that. I want to do this. Just to see how this would look. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Give it that futuristic feel. I'm gonna do like little window type things here. I don't know if I should just block it off and have like... I kind of like that. I could just straight up turn them into windows. Like, go like this. I actually do think that's pretty cool. I do think that the actual bulk of the observatory is pretty much done. Other than the, obviously, telescope, but I think the body of it's pretty good. I might actually have some sort of, like, thing where it looks like it's pumping some liquid out of a factory that's powering the actual telescope. I think that could be pretty cool. So I'd have, like, a pump coming out of the water, leading up the wall, and then going into the building, and then coming out. Or something like that. I think that could be, honestly, really cool. I'm gonna use actual tuff on the bends to look like the bends wore the tubing down a little bit when it was during the process of actually bending it. Now is, I think, a good time to do the texturing. So just going like this, blending it up a little bit. Yeah, pretty much just where the earth would make contact with the actual building. I'm gonna change it to diorite, just so that it looks like it's a little more weathered down by the earth and the rocks and stuff rubbing against it. And then towards the top, we can do like a couple row of smooth quartz to show that the part that was blocked by the roof kind of withstood the elements the entire time. So now we can pretty much move on to the actual laboratory buildings. I'm going to start with this one, because I want it to be a garage of sorts, where the vehicles that would go onto the ice to extract and stuff would come out of there, and then probably a human door coming out of here. I'm gonna do this glass thing again, because I think it looks cool, even if it doesn't actually have any real purposes. All of the doors kind of follow the same formula of being outlined by black, so I'm just going to do the same thing here. I need some sort of wall decorations to put on here. I'm thinking maybe like vents of some sort. So having like, just like iron trapdoors on the walls. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I could go like this and just straight up have a vent like that. Put one here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, connecting it up to the roof as well. Yeah, that's cool. I could do this again. Yeah, it looks a little funny. What if I shrink it? It looks less funny. You know what? I'm gonna keep it for now. I need a way to make it look like the snow isn't forming around the vents because it's emitting heat. And I think you can't really see string all that well, and so I think this might be the best way to do it. And make it actually look like it's kind of steaming a little. Is there a way for me to have like water dripping out of something? Okay, this might be a stretch. Okay, I do think that's really cool. I'm gonna put 2 windows here. And they're gonna be like tinted different colors. Based off of all of like the fumes that are being released from the refinery. And I think it's gonna be tinted purple. I want it purple because I want the actual like energy to be purple, and I think having it emitting like a purple radiation staining the windows is really cool. Yeah, I might put another one right here. Just like that. I honestly think this is pretty cool. This building needs a little something. I think this might be crew quarters buildings, so I'll put like windows. If I put orange stained glass on the inside of these windows, what does that look like? Oh, actually, I like that. Because it's not exactly orange, because the glass is gray, but it looks like there's like a glow coming from the inside. For the most part, the laboratory itself is done. I ended up throwing in these little icicles. I did say originally that I didn't like this design, but on a larger scale, from farther back, I think it looks nice. They really add a nice detail to everything, as well as the diorite on top just makes it extend down farther. And I did these little snow patches on the corners to make it look like snow was falling off the corners of the roof. And I specifically avoided vent spots. So like here, there's nothing there because the vent would be hitting that. A place like over here, there's icicles dripping off of this because I assumed the water would be heated. Stuff like it dripping off the side of buildings where heat would be coming. Like there's a couple dripping off of this building. But yeah, I really like just the entire thing, really. I think it turned out great. So, last step is the actual telescope. And this might be challenging, because I really don't know what I'm going to do for this. But, yeah, let's just start building and find out. I really don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how to improve it any further than this. I should have built it on an angle because it's easier to maneuver around, make it look nicer. But I really wanted it to be staring up directly above this. I ended up putting a crystal on the inside. It's going to be pretty much what the same one is down there, with a little light in the middle, just to kind of emphasize that it's being powered by that, and also give it a little glow on the inside. I am going to do the final details, which is putting icicles down from the top of it. I actually like that. I think it looks nice now. I don't know if that's too many, but I don't think you can ever have too many icicles. So yeah, that's most of the details done. I want to get the actual main centerpiece in, and then I think we'll work on a couple of the interiors, and then that'll be the build. So far, I'm honestly pretty happy with the way it turned out. So I have an idea for like a fun little detail to do on this. I'm gonna put packed ice inside of the little cracks to make it look like they tried to patch up the ice to make a path for them to walk on without it being really fragile. And I think that's gonna end up looking pretty cool. Once I'm done making all of these random cracks, of course, though. I also put a little bit of blue ice around the actual crack to make it look like they tried to reinforce the area so that it doesn't spread anymore. But yeah, I think that plan actually ended up turning out pretty cool. I might add some more cracks like spreading towards the edges, like just going like this. I don't want to go too overboard with it, but I really like the way it's looking, so I want to add as many as I can without overflowing it with cracks. I feel like they would have made some way to have the vehicles come on the ice without having to drive over ice. Maybe they would have just used snowmobiles or something. Actually, you know what? I'll say they just used snowmobiles, because that makes sense. Then I'm going to have like snow trails kind of leading onto the ice from where they would have exited the garage. So kind of like this. Have like little tire snow tracks. Just kind of like that. I think that looks cool. And then maybe have like a few random ones dragged out a little farther. Like this. And then I might throw up some little like research tent type things. to kind of show that there was different pockets in different spots. And I think it's just a really cool little detail to add. I also did these little crystals here to kind of say that they were like breaking off little pieces of the one that I haven't built in the water yet. We got a snowmobile under this one, another snowmobile over here, a little workstation with a book for documenting, and then a little mining station with some pickaxes and some more gems. And then over here I had a little brewing area where they were like experimenting, turning it into potions, and I did a dragon's breath because I think it looks cool. But yeah, there's just a little experimentation area over here. I think it looks nice. Also, in the garage, I did a little bit of detail. We put a little shelf over here, a little workstation, and then I did a little breaker panel that kind of looks like a breaker in some sort of weird way. I don't know. I just thought it looked nice as a detail. There's a little door here, and then some parts of the snowmobile on the wall. So I did like the track thing here. These are just the chairs as a hopper. These are the handlebars, the storage area. Just little details. And yeah, other than that, all that's really left is the interior of it, which I decided I am going to do because I think it'll just look really cool with all of it done. And crystal in the middle of the lake. But I think I'm going to save the crystal for last and do the whole interior first, because I think that's a more fun idea to have the main centerpiece for last. So I'm going to start. My little bunny. I made our little airlock room here. So the actual entrance to the whole facility will be that door. And it's a little bit of a mess on the inside, so this is going to be a pain to clear up. But I'm going to do that real quick, and then we can actually get started on the interior, and I can map out the rooms and stuff. Alright, so I got the inside cleared out a little. We have like the little dorm area. The front door is over here. This is the garage, and then this is the lab room or whatever. And then up here there's the door to the balcony that isn't functional right now, but I'll probably end up making it functional. And then the telescope up here. So yeah, I want to, I guess I'll split it up by room first, and then we'll figure out how to go from there. Because right now it's just a big empty open space. And I don't like big empty open spaces. I like it when there's a bit of a plan down first, or it's really hard to concentrate. So yeah, let's turn this into an actual working area, shall we? I might close this wall off and do like a staircase coming up this way. I think that's actually a better idea than just having this open. So I'm just going to set this to andesite for the time being. And then I'm going to just carve out a little staircase. I'm going to end up doing something a little more creative with this room, but we'll just keep it like this for now so we have a bit of a layout. And then, yeah, now that that's closed off, we can start mapping out what we want. I'm just going to put a little temporary doorway here, so we can fill it in with something later. Alright, nice. So we have this little room up here now. We have this area, the garage, and then the front entrance. I'm just going to put a torch in here to light it up a little. And then we're going to have the other lab room in here. I'm going to kind of section this off. Sort of like this. So this will be like the main lobby area. And then we'll have a hallway here that leads out into the actual sort of work area. And then we'll have probably a staircase leading up to the observatory. Maybe here on this wall. Maybe turn that into like a filing room or something. So that'll be the layout for the first floor. And then we'll have the staircase going here that leads up. Then we'll have the floor here. And the entrance will be here. Alright, so yeah, we'll say this is the main office area of the building. We'll dedicate this space to offices. And then we'll have like the executive office here or something. And then floor above will be like the big laboratory, kind of, where they're studying stuff. The next floor is going to start right here. We'll do deep slate, because we haven't done a black floor yet. This is a cool room. I like it. So we'll have the entrance here. This will be where you come in from. And then we'll just do some sort of like... Maybe we can do like an elevator or something here, actually. I think that could be cool. I don't know how to make an elevator, but we can try. I think that'd be an interesting addition to it. But yeah, that is the layout done, I guess. Now comes the actual hard part, though. And that is, well, designing the interior. Which may take a while. But I got time, so... Let's let's start this this daunting project right here. Since this video is getting long, and I don't think showing the whole interior process is very exciting, I'm just going to show you the final product. If you've made it this far and want to see the actual design process, rather than just the ending in future videos, let me know in the comments, and I'll leave it in next time. I'm not sure how long my videos should be yet, so I'm hesitant to make them any longer than this for now, but let me know what you think. Alright, before we finish and do the crystal in the middle, let's quickly go over what we've done so far on the interior. When you first enter, we got the locker room with a couple open lockers to kind of show what they are. And then in here, we have the reception area with a desk, filing cabinet, all that jazz. And then going up the stairs, we have the little dorm area. Not much in here, just kind of some bunk beds. Moving through this hallway, we have a broom closet. And in here, a little machinery room where they're housing some crystals and some sort of machines. I don't really know what they do, I'm gonna be honest. Then here we got the garage, which we've been over already. And then the last room on the bottom is the refinery room, where they got a couple tubes full of the liquid, pumping it into the refiner, and then going elsewhere. And also this elevator that's out of order. And then moving into the non-out of order elevator, but technically still out of order because it doesn't function. We go up into the second floor, which is the office spaces. So in here we got the first executive office. And then in here we have the bigger one with that little map that we had down or in the outside right here. The circles. Bookshelves and filing cabinets. And then moving on, we have the main office area, a bunch of cubicles. Really boring looking, but there wasn't much else I could do for it. And then in here, oh, okay. In here we have the observation deck. And then over here we have a door that I didn't know what to do in this room, so I just ended up putting some amethysts and putting restricted access. Make it look like something weird was going on in there. And then we got the other side of the elevator over here. And that's the whole office floor. And now we can move on to the actual observatory. Now up here, I decided I wanted to make it a little fancy, and I did some particle work, as you can see. So, I wanted a way for the monitors to display what was going on, but I couldn't really figure out how to do it in vanilla. And I wanted to just kind of have that cool factor in it. So I put little particles, so that's like the weird energy that the crystal's creating, and then there's stars around it so you can see that it's observing the sky, and I just duplicated it on these sides. So this is the actual control panel. I did this thing, which is kind of meant to show that it's being powered by the actual crystal energy, and we have more of those tubes up here. We got little observation desks, little control desk area over here. And yeah, I really like this room. I think it turned out great. The little stars and stuff look really cool. And I think it just kind of adds to the mystical aspect of it. But yeah, that's the whole building done. So now that we have the interior, all of the exterior done, we can move on to the last part of the build, finally. The crystal in the middle of the lake. So let's get to that. Now, I've held this back for last, not just because it's the most important part of the build, but also because I don't really know how to make it fit the hype that we've been building around the entire time. All I know is I want to have this big, like, diamond-shaped crystal right here. Have it glowing. No, I'm stuck under the ice. And then I might have some, like, tendrils snaking out over top of the ice, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's just get to building and we'll find out along the way. I think what I'm going to do is build it outside of the water first so I can see it properly, and then paste it inside the water so we can see it in full. It's just because it's really hard to build under here. So let's build it above the water and then we'll go from there. I want to make it, like I said, a kind of a diamond shape. I think that could look cool. So we're going to build it out and then curve inwards like a diamond, obviously. Yeah, this kind of looks really strange. I'm gonna scale it up a little more, make it bigger, because that might help it out. Okay, I think I figured out what I did wrong. I put 2 blocks here, and I think it probably should have only been 1, because diamonds just go like this, rather than... if that makes sense. And then I think we'll just cap it off here. Maybe up 1 more. Yeah, that's better. So I'm going to build it out of this first, and then we're going to turn it all into glass. We're going to shade it, add some light to the middle, and I think it'll look pretty sick. Okay, it kind of looks weird as normal blocks, I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to remove this top layer, and we're going to see if it looks a little better. It's just the fact that it's a bunch of, like, whole blocks that makes it look a little strange, I think. I mean, I might have to change the whole design if it doesn't get fixed. Who knows? But we'll try it. We'll see how it looks. I think that looks fairly cool. I'm going to try to make this look better, and then we'll cut back to when I have that. Because right now, I don't know if you can see the vision. So let me clean it up and we'll come back. Okay. I think I cooked something up. Will this fit in the water? I don't know. But we're gonna see. Maybe right here. We'll go paste minus A so that we don't include the air. And what does this look like? Oh, that looks cool from the top. Hold on. Wait. Let's make it centered a little more. So we'll go about here. We'll do that again. Oh, look at that. That is cool. In the water, it's really hard to see, but I think that looks really cool. I think we can add a little bit more light inside of the actual crystal so that you can see it more from the water. Like add a couple more of those frog lights on the inside, and then we'll see how that looks. One here. And I think that looks weird. I don't like seeing more of the frog lights. Alright, I ended up putting some light blocks around the actual thing, just because I wanted to be able to see it better with shaders, and I think it looks really cool. I honestly don't think I need to add anything. The glass in like a circle around it made it look really cool, and I'm very glad that I had the idea to do that. I think that's the end of the build. I think that is officially the end of this observatory build, and I'm really happy with the way it went. I've never built anything in like a laboratory style. I like to stick to medieval, I guess, kind of builds, and this is definitely stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit, but I'm really happy with how it looked. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you've made it this far and saw the entire build all the way to the end, I appreciate you so much. It really means a lot to me. I apologize for the very long delay between this video and the last one that I posted. The third part of the survival series will be coming out sometime soon. I'm still working on it, but it'll be done. But until then, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.